Hi, this is Brent with another chart breakdown for trade therapy. This morning we were talking about Tesla. We focused our spotlight on Tesla last week. It is Wednesday, October 9th. Tomorrow is the Robotaxi event, Robotaxi launch event for Tesla. So we thought we'd drop a quick video to talk about the charts that we published last week. This is the clean daily chart. You can see Tesla is getting into later stages of this symmetrical triangle accumulation or structure. Uh, it is beginning to show subtle hints that buyers are beginning to take control, that demand greater than supply conditions could be kicking in. If we look at this daily chart on just a short time frame, we see a series of higher highs, we see a series of higher lows. We see moving averages that are now sloping up and are in sequential order. We see our momentum indicator is pointing up. It almost reached that extreme overbought condition here. We do see a peak here. Some people may say that this is bearish divergence, which it is. However, we think that this peak and these shorter term peaks are more reflective of the strength of the up move. Shorter term peaks can remain in a bearish divergent position for a long period of time. So RSI could get up to the top here and just kind of hover around this area for an extended long period of time while price continues to break out and remain in a bearish divergent position. So not thinking too much about this shorter term bearish divergence. We did talk about in clarity that when you are getting in later stages and you want to be looking for subtle hints on whether or not demand greater than supply conditions are kicking in, it's better to look at a long-term chart. We're now switched over to the monthly chart. We can see that monthly candles have been holding the shorter term moving averages, which they have retaken. The shorter term moving averages are now sloping up. They have retaken this gold 30-month simple moving average. This is the 5 and the 9 monthly exponential moving averages, has retaken it from below. That has not happened since we went through this corrective structure. They crossed it coming down back in late July, or I'm sorry, back in late 2022. So our long-term monthly moving averages are now turning up. We can see a hammer candle on the early October monthly candle. We see our momentum indicators have retaken their average and back tested, retaken the moving average and back tested it. So we'll see if it can hang on to that. Price is sitting at a very interesting pivot level that I'll talk a little bit more in a moment. In clarity, we talked about Tesla should be entering into the most violent upward price movement period that it has seen throughout its history. This is what we were referring to. This is the all-time monthly chart. You can see that it has completed its first five-wave structure, its first impulsive five-wave structure. It then went through a corrective wave structure during post-COVID. For those of you that have been following trade therapy content, you know we've been talking about the three-wave price cycle all year long. Those of you that may have studied up on Elliott wave theory understand that wave three is typically and generally the strongest and sharpest and most violent upward price movement in a impulsive wave structure. So the fact that we are entering into wave three on the all-time chart is what we were referring to when we said that we were entering into the most violent price upward movement period that we have seen through its history. This is the daily chart. You can see that it is sitting, this is the live daily chart. You can see that it is sitting right at this pivot. You see where the pivot was rejected here, provided support right here, rejected again here, and has initially rejected here. So we're looking for potential extension from a positive or bullish reaction to the Robotaxi event to get up to this at least 786 number to set a new high and get over this peak right here. Could then possibly back test before moving on and getting up to the all-time high. And we'll see if it sets the speculative wave five right here. That is the path forward that we are envisioning in our bullish scenario that we presented in clarity. Does that mean that it can't come down here and backtest this demand line? No, it doesn't. It absolutely can. It can backtest these moving averages as well. And see if it can find support there. So we'll see what sort of market reaction we get at tomorrow's robo taxi launch event.